What age do you feel is best for ladies to get married? In their early 20s, mid 20s, or 30s? This was the question asked by an interviewer to this lady, and here is what she has to say.
What are you talking about?
At what age do you feel a girl should get married? Mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s?
Like your late 20s now, so you enjoy your early and your middle 20s.
So that you enjoy your mid and early 20s. What do you want to enjoy in mid 20s?
Discover yourself, you do a lot of things for yourself before you get married and start vomiting children. So yeah.
What do you mean by discover yourself? Most of these ladies, they just adopt ideas that they've not really sat down to think about.
How?
When they talk about discovering themselves, what they mean is dating different men, experiencing different feelings, and at the end of the day, when they must have accumulated all those baggages, they turn a new leaf and decide to get married to an unsuspecting man. And they make this mistake of thinking that once they've gotten to maybe their late 20s, they will just find a man and get married. Like if they are the ones in charge of getting married. It does not work that way. It does not work that way. Let's continue.
But do you know that men are avoiding ladies in their late 20s and early 30s? Like guys don't like to marry girls of 29, 30, 31, 32, 28.
I don't think that counts for anything. Like, I don't think it counts for anything if they don't like to marry. Just marry when you want to marry.
How would it count? Marriage is not what you do by yourself. It's what you do with another person. So if there's a general preference, you should work with it. That's why more and more ladies are getting older without having the ring on their finger.
To be honest, because at the end of
You have to consider all factors now, like you make hay while the sun shines, right? Ibara Lambura. So if you wait till 31, 32 and suitors are not coming, what are you going to do? And menopause is approaching.
And you can always have kids now. There are different options to have kids without a man. Well, you need a man, but like you don't necessarily need a man to have kids. And
The purpose of marriage is not for childbirthing and bearing. It's for companionship is the first thing. So
get companions anywhere now. Companions are plenty now.
I don't understand how will you get companions if you are not married?
Marriage is not the only place you can get a companion. Can just have someone that just be talking to you guys go.
Okay, the prostitute, right?
No.
Or hook up. There are guys doing hook up in Lagos. Are you aware of that? In Lekki?
No. That's what I'm talking about. But like, people now, they do these things now. You can get your own companion.
I feel you don't want to tell me.
I don't want to talk.
The idea of bearing a kid for a man without commitment, having a casual relationship with a man would only benefit the man, if you ask me. Long term, it will come to bite her in the ass. Because why on earth would you be advising women to take these routes?
Under the age of 25 shouldn't be getting married, right?
And I agree. I got married at 19, but I would agree. So here's why I say that. When I got married, everybody was shocked I was getting married. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I was always the girl that says, I'm getting married at 30. And my parents knew this. Don't talk to me about marriage until I'm 30. That was when I really wanted to get married. And my parents were like, if that's what you want, no problem. We're fine with that. And so they were shocked when I brought my husband around. I said, we getting married. They're like, what?
Obviously, you're still married and you're happily married, right? Would you have done it differently?
I don't think I would have. Mm-hmm. But while I wouldn't have done it differently, in the phase of my life that I was in, I was ready. The girl I got married at 9 is not the 31-year-old sitting here today.
I don't expect her to be the same lady she was when she was 19. But her coming on a podcast and telling other ladies not to get married when they are younger than 25, while being in her husband's house, would not make any sense to me.
Right? And as I changed, thankfully, my husband and I have been able to he's been able to follow that change without it being a big clash.
Mm-hmm.
What does she even mean by her husband was able to follow her as she makes the changes in her life? Come on. But it does not change the fact that most men prefer women that are younger. And I'm not saying that these men prefer kids. Don't get me wrong.
As a 35-year-old man, why can't you marry a 35-year-old lady? A lady
has a very limited age gap in terms of the essence of marriage, which is procreation. So you can't really go and marry. You are not the one who decides when and when you get children. So if you marry a lady that is already 35 and in 7 years' time she hits menopause, and that's a natural phenomenon, and she's unable to produce children, are you going to leave her? You knew that she was already 35 before you got married to her. So except you already settled that whatever it is you guys have, you are settled with it. If that is your own. But if as a guy of 35, I think that there is nothing wise except for the sake maybe you love the person.
So ideally, a man of 35 years old, what age bracket of a lady should he go for?
At least a lady that has up to like 10 years before menopause, 15 years before menopause will be fine.
15 years before menopause.
Fine.
That's by my calculation now, that's a lady now 20, 25, 26, yes. 27.
25, 26, 27, 30 is fine.
So those who are in 31, 32, who will marry them?
They are already late, so of course the people will still marry them. And it's not like people will not marry them, but they're already in their late marriageable age. So at that time, anybody that comes and is willing to go ahead with them, you understand, despite these factors I've mentioned, with the clause of love. And so they are it's normal. Everybody with their different strokes for different folks.
It comes down to preference and the ability to sacrifice for love.
What the? How dare you? How dare you?
The challenge is that most men won't even put themselves in that position for them to fall in love with these ladies, for them to even make that kind of sacrifice for her. And that's just the reality. And I'm not saying that these ladies are not beautiful. Most times, ladies in their late 20s, early 30s, they've grown into the woman they are meant to be. They are fully defined. And sometimes they can even be more beautiful than ladies in their early 20s. But these men, they keep going for these ladies in their early 20s.
I don't understand.
I know for a fact that this is a double standard. And ladies in their 30s won't be happy to hear this.
There is no difference between a woman at 30 years old and a man at 30 years old. It's the same thing. As you categorize that woman to be an old person, now so that man too don't old. So 30 years is 30 years for both men and for women.
Nobody's calling women in their 30s old. What men are saying is that women in their 30s are not the ideal partners when they think about marriage, that they prefer younger ladies. And that's what you would have to deal with.
Why?
And the only time I think this is a problem is when the ladies have gotten to a certain age, because younger ladies prefer older men too. So what are we talking about? Here's this man explaining the challenges that comes with women in their 30s.
What happens when we are older, 35 years or older? Remember we started our periods, this young lady, they are all young. Ladies are all young.
Yes, yes, very young.
She starts her periods at around 13 years. And every month that she has a cycle, she loses some eggs. A certain number of eggs. Okay. Remember, they come equipped, self-contained for the whole of their lives. By the time they start their periods, it is approximated that they have about 400 to 500,000 eggs. And every month from the 13th year when she started her periods, she's now 35. So these are 22 years of losing eggs every month, which have not been made use of. Now, the store of eggs, what you call the ovarian reserve, at 35 has reduced. And remember, we are aging. Like my colleague here said. As we are aging, even the eggs and the genetic material, which is the DNA, is also aging. What does that mean? Number one, the number of eggs has reduced. Number two, the genetic material is aging. And as it's aging, it actually gets denatured or destroyed in a way. It's micro fragments, but it will have an effect later on. Now, remember, if a lady is between 20 and 30 years of age, when they get pregnant, we see, unfortunately, a lot of miscarriages. Around 20 to 30 years of age, the miscarriage rate is about 9%. 35, imefika 20%. So it has increased. When we get to 40, the miscarriage rate is over 40%. When you get to 45 and above, then it is also a lot higher. It even gets more difficult at 45 years. Trying to get pregnant using your own eggs for the first time is less than 1%. Geriatric medicine, good medicine. See medicine, but pregnancy. Now, apart from the miscarriages that are higher with age, there are other issues which come along. The prematurity rates are also higher. The stillbirth rates are also higher. Preeclampsia, whereby the blood pressure increases after around the second trimester, is also a lot higher. In the extremes of ages, that one, the young lady of 35 and above, and then the extremely young ladies about 13, 14, 15, 16, where unfortunately in Kenya, we have about 240, 250,000 teenagers getting pregnant in that age. They have no business actually getting pregnant. Now, apart from that, gestational diabetes is also a lot higher in these ladies. Now, what do we do? In one of the clips, they said, my OBGYN said we need to have a closer look at these pregnancies. It is true, we need to have a closer look. Ideally, what we should do, because you remember about the aging of the DNA material, now, the embryos that are created without, those oldish eggs, as it were, these ladies tend to have babies with a lot of chromosomal problems. Down syndrome increases, and other syndromes also increase.
He explains the science of it, but this is biologically wired in men.
Really?
But these older ladies would always make it look like men are after younger ladies because they can easily manipulate them. Here's what this lady says about her dating in her 30s.
They say if woman don't they mature, if woman don't they old, any man make you see, you go to run, you won't grab the man, you won't run marry the man because of age. You won't. I don't know for now, but my own they different. The more they mature, the more men they irritate me. Now when I did like my early 20s and my teenage age, now that time I be say, if I see any man we can they see, I they like him, I they love him. The more mature I'm getting, it can't be like say I not even they see the one maybe say I go even say make a manage or like. So what are people talking about? Am I the problem? Am I the problem?
How convenient.
It might be cope for her, or maybe her experience with dating has just been a messed up one. Like I said previously about dating different men and accumulating trauma from those relationships. Now when she sees men, she does not value them. And the problem is not with this man, the problem is with her. And here's what this lady has to say about men in their 30s.
If you date man within his 30s, you go cry. You go cry. Dating men in their 30s, you go cry. You see those set of men, very fucked up human beings. Actually, men in their 30s, see those set of men. Now the wine,
Dating a man in his 30s is very different dating a man in his 20s. A man in his 30s has experienced life, and most times they don't have time for bullshit. So if you are not coming to them correct, they just cut off the relationship.
Oh, by the way,
if you enjoy content like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because you don't want to miss any of our videos. Now let's get back to it.
I am 40 years old. I'm not married. I don't have kids, and I'm single. It's not as if husbands are not coming. They are coming. But the thing is that whenever they ask me out on a date and I agree to go with them, immediately I come back from that date, they don't call me back. And if I try calling them or texting them, they don't reply or call me back. So today I'm going for another date. And if I come back, I don't even care whether he comes because I'm going to be the one to call him. You see this date, it must work. Because at this age, I need to rush after men.
She said that it's not like if husbands are not coming. Just because of a man took you out on a date does not mean that he wants to marry you. It does not even mean that he wants to date you. Like I said in the beginning, marriage is not something that just happens. Sometimes you might spend 4 years in a relationship, 5 years in a relationship. I'm not saying that that's what works for everybody, but sometimes you spend that amount of time in the relationship. And if you wait till you get to your late 20s, imagine 4 or 5 years added to your age after maybe you must have started talking to somebody in your late 20s, which is not an assurance that this man wants to marry you. But it is still women advising other women to wait till they are older. If you find this video interesting, you'd like my breakdown on this next video, bye and stay tuned for more.